Hi guys, me again. Today I'm going to videotape for you a version of candidate class. And if you are a red belt or an apprentice or a red black belt or a candidate, you're probably thinking right about now that, oh my God, I've spent the last 3, 5, 8, 10 years of my life preparing for the black belt and for my black belt test, and it's going to get canceled now by the corona apocalypse. Well, it's not. It might get postponed. We have no idea what things are going to look like at the beginning of May, but your training doesn't ever go to waste. Keep on training, keep on practicing. We're going to do a little bit of fitness today. We're going to work on some kicks, some line drills, techniques, and we're going to work on a few forms from each curriculum. And I want you to keep practicing and know that when everything is back to normal, there will be a black belt test. So first off, I want to show you, some of you guys have asked me about running shoes. I don't know if you can see them. These are Ultras. They're called Ultra Superior. They got really wide toe box. I don't know if you can see them. I'm going to try to show you here. They have a really wide toe box, so your toes can stretch out. They're not got a really thick cushion, so you can feel the rocks under your feet, so you can feel what's coming. You can adjust your stance and you don't twist your ankles. And there's no drop from heel to toe. They're pretty flat. So for those of you who've been paying attention to my videos where I tell you that you need to be wearing flat shoes to stretch out your hamstrings, to stretch out your Achilles, these are good shoes for running. Okay, so we're going to start here. I forgot to start my watch. I'm going to do a workout. It's got to count. Got to count. They all got to make them all count. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go. There we go. Okay, so we're going to start off running. I'm not running very far, because if I run very far, you're not going to be able to see me anymore. So I run back, I run forth. I could run all the way around the house, but if I run all the way around the house, you're not going to be able to see me. You could do some jumping jacks. Jumping jacks are good. The goal is here to get warm before we start doing kicks, before we start doing forms. If your space that you're working in is more suitable for suicides than for running distance, you can do that too. Run, touch, run, touch. Okay, you can do some push-ups. You can do some sit-ups. You should do some push-ups. You should do some sit-ups. Pause the video. Yes, pause it. I know we've been having this discussion all week, and you think I can't see you, and when you don't pause the video, I don't know. But when we come back, and I see that you can't still do push-ups, I'm going to know you're going to pause it and do what I asked you to. So pause the video now, and then when we come back, we'll do some kicks, we'll do some stance drills, and we'll do some forms. You good? Okay. I'm waiting. Okay, so we're good now, right? Okay, so we're going to start off with kicks. Kicks that are basic to most of the forms. Tongue to AK, gut forms, non-forms. We're going to start with front kicks, just like we have been all week. Front kick, your knee comes straight up. So up, push, in, back. Up, push, in, back. Up, push, in, back. Okay, so now I want you to do this, traveling across whatever space you have. So I'm going to start way back here. Can you still see me in the camera? I can't see the camera, so I have to assume that you can still see me. So I'm going to start back here. Kick. I'm pushing on every one. Kick, 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 kick. Make sure you turn your foot. This surface that I'm working on right now is very not level. This is the kind of surface that you're going to be on if you have to defend yourself. So this is the kind of place where you should be practicing your kicks. Over and over and over and over. Okay, I'm standing in front of the picnic bench. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, but what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to practice my kicks right over the bench. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep your hands up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so if you feel like you need to do more than those 10 on each side that we just did, pause the video. We've been talking about this. Pause the video, practice some more. Okay, another kick that's actually in one of the forms that we're going to be practicing, one of the AK forms. This is based on a front kick. It's an axe kick, and an axe kick chambers like a front kick. Your knee comes up in the front of you, it comes across your body, it opens, and you drop your heel. Target for your heel here. Solar plexus, bridge of the nose, collarbone. Okay, a lot of you guys are only getting your kick here. If you're gonna put your kick there, you gotta be working with a partner who you've already done something to. So if you hit them and you got the head down, then the axe kick to the back of the neck is useful. Axe kick to the quad's not really useful. So what I want you to do right now, knee up, straight up, it's a front kick chamber. So it comes up, across, open, and drop. Up, across, open, and drop. So what I'd like you to do is find somebody else in your house and have them hold something. Pool noodle's ideal because if you kick the pool noodle by accident, it doesn't hurt. But if you don't have a pool noodle, use your screamer stick, use the broom handle. And I want them to hold it out for you, and I want you to kick over it. So they're putting it right here, and you're gonna kick over it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the other side. 1, there's a big hole right there. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is a good start. Do more. Pause the video. 10, 20 on each side. It's in one of the forms that we're going to be doing. So I want you to practice it. It's windy and my notes are trying to blow away. It's very hard to do this if my notes are blowing away. Okay, maybe this will work. I'm taping it better to the picnic bench. We'll see if that helps. Okay, next thing I want is side kicks. We talked about this in videos that we did last week. Most of the kicks that we do are 4-point kicks, up, out, in, down. Side kick has got 5 points, up, turn, out, in, down. So those 5 pieces have to all be there. So what I want you to do is I want you to throw 5 on one side. 1, 2, make sure you turn your standing foot. It's harder to do if you're outside in the grass. 3, 4, 5. Now do 5 on the other side. I'll wait. Go ahead. I'm waiting. And that's only 3. A couple more. Okay, you're good. Then I want you to start back here. Just like with the front kicks, I can't see the camera from back here, so I'm just assuming that I'm still in the screen. I'm hoping. Turn the foot, just like if you were dragging. Side kick. Turn the foot. Side kick. Keep your hands up. Turn the foot. Side kick. 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 I know you're not little dragons anymore. Say the words anyway. Turn the foot. Side kick. Turn the foot. Side kick. Turn the foot. Side kick. Put a piece of tape on the rug. Kick down the line. If you have wood floors, pick one of the seams between the floors. Think about staying on that line. Your foot starts on the line or on the tape, and it has to turn so it's facing the other direction when you throw the kick. Okay, so variations of both of those. Front kicks, axe kick is a variation of it. Side kick, we'll be using both of those kicks in some of the forms that we're going to be practicing in a few minutes. Okay, stances. This month we're talking about intensity. Intensity is not about loud noises. If you have all the other pieces, the loud noise can be like icing on the cake, but the things that give you the intensity are the power, which comes from rotation. They're the backup mass, the anchoring, which all give you power. It's speed. It's your correct stance, which gives you the anchoring that you need. It's locking out your techniques. Those are the things that you need to have. So we're going to work on a couple of stance drills from all the forms that are going to help you get those stances that you need to make your form strong, to make them intense. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to start with from the beginner Karate Kids curriculum is a reverse bow stance. So, can you see my feet? Okay, so when I do a bow stance, imagine that there's a line drawn here. And I have my back heel and my front toes. Now, front toes, back heel on the line. My front knee is straight, my back knee is bent. If I was looking this way, it would be a forward bow. But the fact that my my chest is facing that way, my knees are facing that way, and my face is facing that way, makes it a reverse bow. And when you do this in the action karate form 2, this knee's bent, this arm is bent, 90 degrees, hands are up. This leg is straight, this arm is straight at the same angle as the leg. So what I want you to do is I want you to start here in a reverse bow stance, arms up. I'm gonna go a little bit of an angle so you can see what my arms are doing. I don't think it's gonna give me many steps before I fall out of the camera. But I'm gonna step back, reverse bow. Step back, reverse bow. Step back, reverse bow. Step back, reverse bow. Okay, then we're gonna add to this, something that's not in the form, but it's a way to use the stance that's actually also in the side form, where we transition from a rear bow to a forward bow. So this stance is from AK2. I'm gonna step back, and then I'm gonna rotate to a forward bow. My feet are not moving, but I'm rotating my hips and my upper body forward. So I'm gonna step back, reverse bow, rotate and punch. Step back, reverse bow, rotate and punch. Step back, rotate and punch. Step back, rotate and punch. Step back. I think I'm still in the camera, rotate and punch. It's sunny out here and it's pretty far away. So if you can't see me, tell me and I'll stop. Okay, so that's bow stance. It's an action karate form 2, which we're going to be working on. Close kneel, which is in King on Edon, which we're going to be working on. Okay, so now I'm doing a close kneel. You can see my toes here, right? I think I can see them in the camera. When I do a close kneel, I'm not putting my knee on the floor. If I put my knee on the floor, that's kneeling. But generally, any place in a form where I'm doing a close kneel is because I threw somebody or knocked them down and their body's here. So now I'm dropping my knee down on their body, ideally into their floating ribs, breaking the ribs, so that I'm here. It's in action karate form 3. It's in 10. It's in peeing on Edon. It's in Rohai. All those places, you're thinking about throwing somebody. And then it's in Basadai. Knees on them when you do the next strike. So what I want you to do is we're going to start here. This is actually in action karate form 7 too. Except I'm not sure if we're calling it a close kneel here. So we're going to start here. You're going to punch, chamber, rotate to the close kneel. Punch, chamber, rotate. Punch, chamber, rotate. Punch, chamber, rotate. Okay, Dons, punch, chamber, rotate. Punch, chamber, rotate. If you're not a Don, you cannot do it that way. Anna says I should wink when I tell you this. I can't wink, so just visualize the wink. Okay, so punch, block, punch, block, punch, block, punch, block. I want you to keep on doing these until your quads are burning. That's what's going to give you the stance. That's what makes the form look so awesome, that you can start from here and have the strength in your quads to go from there right to there. Okay, so do those. If you don't think it's enough, either pause the video now or go back and do some more later. Either one is okay. The other stance that I want to focus on is in Tung Sido we call it a Chungal Chasi. In AK we call it front stance. But in both cases it's the same thing. And if you started your karate journey in Tung Sido, this makes sense. If you started in AK where there's a lot more bow stances, it's much harder to get in the habit of widening your feet out for Chungal Chasi. But even in some of the AK forms, including 8, which we're going to be working on, there are places where you have to be in that front stance. So I want you to start back here. I think you can still see me. So I'm going to start here. I'm in front stance. All my toes are facing forward. Back knee's bent, back knee's straight, front one's bent. Hips and shoulders are square to my target. So I'm starting here. My foot's going to index in. My head stays level. Step out and punch. Coming forward towards the camera. So if I'm on your TV right now, you're coming forward towards me, towards the TV. Don't get too close. We're supposed to be practicing social distance. Okay, that's close enough. If you get any closer than that and you sneeze on me, I'm going to be really unhappy. Okay, so now we're going to back up. Same thing. Index, keep your head level. Step back and punch. Index, step back. Index, step back. Index, back. Index, back. Index, back. Index, back. Okay. You can do those till you're blue in the face. If you're waiting for something, you're waiting for your videos to load. And I've been taping videos for last week. And everybody's online. It takes them days, takes them forever to load. While you're waiting for your videos to load, practice those. Okay, there's one more stance I want to practice with you. It actually wasn't on my list, but we're going to be doing one of these forms. And this is a really good, it's a good stretch. It's a good workout for your quads. The adults, you're going to go, I hate you, I don't want to do this. For karate kids, if this is not in your curriculum, I want you to do it anyway because it's a good challenge. Okay, so the stance that we're going to practice is called Choi Hadan Chasi. So the memory peg we use for this is the cabbage picking stance. You're going, why are you calling it the cabbage picking stance? Think about bok choy. Bok choy is cabbage, right? And I have to be way down on the ground to pick my cabbage. So Choi Hadan Chasi is my cabbage picking stance. So I'm going to start back here. I'm going to start in a nice wide Chingle Chasi. I'm going to come through Soko Rip Chasi. So my toes are out at 45 degrees. I'm going to drop down to Choi Hadan Chasi. Ideally, you would have your toe up. I keep it down because it lets me hang on to the floor or the ground. Back through Chingle Chasi, Soko Rip Chasi, back to Chingle Chasi. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then switch sides. And at this point, you're probably going, no, that's enough. I don't want to do any more of these. I don't care. Do them anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, if you can't get that low, the important part of this stance is not getting your back low, but keeping your back straight. Because what's happening is somebody's coming at me and I'm grabbing them and throwing them on the floor. So I need to have my back straight, so I throw here. Okay, so this is a valid interpretation of the stance. This is not, because that's offering your face to be kneed by somebody. So I would like you to go low. If you can't go low, I would like you to practice so that when I see you when this corona apocalypse is over and we can work out together again, that your stance is lower than it was when we started. Okay, so I got 5 forms that I want to go over with you. We'll do an AK form, a tongue sado form, an AK form, a tongue sado form, and then one of the Dan forms. Okay, again, this is one of those places where Anna tells me I should wink at you, but I can't really wink, so I'll pretend to wink. If you're AK, you should not be doing tongue sado forms. If you're tongue sado gup, you should not be doing Dan forms, okay? So you see that, right? Okay, so we're gonna start with Action Karate Form 2. So we start here. Ready, set, courtesy. Back to ready. Action Karate Form 2. Guard stance. Back fist. Step and punch. Okay, this is AK. So all of us tongue sado people who want to do this, you got to make sure that you got your fist up and down. I don't know if you can see with my gloves, but it's too cold to take them off. Chamber, step behind, descending back fist. That's where the power comes from as you descend. Chamber again, spin back fist. Now I'm not going to step through, I'm just going to step out. So I'm coming through Soko Rip Chasi, through Chingle Chasi, and punch. No step. I'm just going to push off this leg, come right to the reverse bow. Reverse bow, horse stance. Now my horse stance here, which way are my toes facing? You guys know the answer to this. Yes, you're right. It's forward because my targets are in front of me. So I'll start with my left hand, eyes. Eyes, you see my fingers are in this orientation. It's always eyes. Throat, throat, ribs, ribs, and I'm standing on a hill. This probably isn't going to be a pretty balance. Hiat, and then victory, humility, courtesy, ma'am. Okay, so I'd like you to have gone through this with me when I did it. I am not going to take time on the video to stand here and make everybody watch while we all do it 10 times, but do it, do it, do it, do it. The best way to learn forms is to teach them to somebody else. So teach them to someone else in your house. Teach them to your mother. Teach them to your little brother. If your big brother's home from college and he doesn't know what to do with himself, teach him some forms. Okay, so the next one that we're going to do from the tongue sado curriculum, Pyongan Idan. Pyongs, calm and peace of mind. This is stage 2. You got to remember this for your written test. And a lot of the tongue sado forms have an animal sort of unofficially attached to them. The Pyongs are turtle forms because you move all over the place, but generally, for the most part, you start and finish at the same place, like a turtle. You're not going very far. So you're doing Pyongan Idan. I'm going to do it sideways to you. We figured out some years back that this is a really cool form, but if you do it at a tournament, the judges can't see the coolest part. Actually, you know what? I'll do it twice. I'll do it once facing you and once back to you, because a big part of this form is going the other direction. If I have my back to you, you can't see what my feet are doing. So I'll do it once facing you. We start here. Look, chamber. Hands come across your chest. Block. Look. Chamber. Hands come across your chest. Block. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time with my back to you, because the coolest part of this form is where you're doing the close kneels, the front kicks, the blocks, and when I'm doing it the right way, you can't see what I'm doing. So I do this once more with my back to you. There's people, I'm doing this in my backyard, and there's people walking by, and I don't think they realize the camera's here, and they keep looking at me because they think I'm out here in the yard talking to myself. What are you going to do? Gonna start here. Am I in the camera? Okay. In the camera. Okay. Make sure you chamber, close kneel, front kick, punch, chamber, block, close kneel. Okay. So we did AK2, we did PANG2. Now we're going to do AK8, Action Karate Form 8, which is also the last form in comma set. Comma set is Action Karate Form 4, 5, 8. This one has the side kick in it that we practiced, and it has the axe kick in it that we practiced. It's also got places where you transition from just a guard stance out to a front stance. And I want you to pay special attention to those spots. So we start here. Action Karate Form 8. Through Soko Rip Chassis. Front stance, punch. Hammer, actually. Front stance, cross stance. Side kick, lock out your side kick. Here's the axe kick. Okay, cross my feet, my right one's in the front. If I put the left one in the front, the unwind's not gonna work. Okay, here, I don't wanna just turn and punch. I'm gonna take my left foot and step back so that I'm actually in the front stance when I punch. Back to the cross stance. Victory, humility, courtesy. Okay, we good? So, you should be practicing those. I got 2 more forms for you. We're gonna do Chilsung Iro, the one that's always been Chilsung Iro, which is 2, 7 stars and 7 spiritual ways, stage 2. They tend to get longer as they go. 4 is long, 5 is longer. I think 6 is not quite as long. I've found 7, I've watched video, but I haven't attempted it. It's like 4 days long. So they just keep getting longer as you go. Theoretically, 7 stars, 7 spiritual ways. There should be 7. We're gonna do number 2 right now. This form is really slow. It's about controlled breathing. It's about your stance, which is showing control of your strength. Okay, so we start here. I think I will stay in the video. First instance of Choi Hadon Chassis, full index. Okay, so when you do this 3/4 turn, make sure that you come all the way to Chungle chassis. Otherwise, your Choi Hadon chassis is going to be way too narrow, and you're going to land on your head instead of slamming the other guy's head into the floor. Now this time, the first time you did this, your hands were chambered here. This time they're chambered knuckles together because I'm coming to a reinforced block. Okay, so we did 2 AK forms. We just did 2 tongue Sado Gup forms. We're gonna do one more form. We're gonna do Sip Su, which is from the black belt curriculum. Sip Su is, when we're talking about animals earlier, it's the bear form. And you see where it's bear, where you're stomping. There's no jumping, it's all very grounded. Bear's heavy, it's stomping on its opponent. This is very much about stance and about transferring your power through your stance. So again, wink. This is only for the black belts, okay? Anna's gonna think this is ridiculous, but she told me I should wink and I can't do it. So that's what you're gonna get. Okay, so here. Make sure you index. It's a form. Even if you think the index has no practical value from a self-defense point of view, in a form, it's proper to be there. Okay, so now, obviously we're not having boot camp today, but what I'd like you to do is I would like everybody to pick one of those forms. I'd like you to run through all your forms. So if you're AK, I'd like you to run through all 10. Tongue Sado Gups, you have 15, I think. Dons, especially if you're a Don who's also an AK black belt, you got like 30 forms. So if you're a Gup, I'd like to see you practice all your forms. If you're a Don, pick a few. And then take one of the ones that we reviewed in this video. Videotape yourself doing it, post it under this video on the Facebook page, tag me. Because if you don't tag me, eventually I'll see it, but if you tag me, it shows up in my notifications and I'll see it. And I will try to give you some feedback. Okay, so 4 of you do this and you send me 5 forms apiece. There's no way I'm gonna get to everybody. But if you all send me 1 form, I'll try to get you all some feedback based on that form. Okay? Talk to you later. I'm going mountain biking now while the sun shines. See you later.